Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Spy Family Season 3 episode number 4 reaction. Alright, the previous episode it was the full of Lloyd's backstory, Lloyd's past. We covered that a little bit in the episode before that, and we concluded his backstory in the previous episode. There we get to see how Lloyd experienced war, how it affected him, and his family, his friends, how he was able to become a member of this, the whole spy thing that he does now, how he was able to get there, how he was scouted over there, how his whole perspective of war changed little by little. At the beginning he was this person who wanted revenge, and then little by little he realized how it's more about information, and using that information to make sure that friends and loved ones don't have to go through this whole thing again. And this whole thing, this whole change that came within him. He also met Frankie, and Frankie's words also played quite a big amount of role, I feel like, where he kind of told him that how the others, like in the other group, is basically feeding them information that is blatant lies, while you're the other group is doing the same with their people. And so people, impressionable people, are just fighting amongst each other while thinking they are taking revenge, while that's not even the case. It's just people being manipulated by people on top because of politics and other reasons, all these things. Yeah, so in the end, Lloyd was able to become part of this whole spy group. And fast forward to the present, he's trying to prevent wars now. And yeah, so that's the whole story. We saw that. Yeah, it was a good good little section. So I think there will be more in the future as well. Let's see. There's still a few unanswered questions about Lloyd's past, so let's wait and see. Yeah, so let us begin. This is episode number 4. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference. Let's begin. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Well, the non-star on Vestal is for a customer. Okay. Okay. Oh damn. Oh my god. That's crazy. Mistress A. Oh my god. Couldn't care less about Pete. Crazy. You feel right behind the scandal. Right. But you don't even know if that's true or not. You know. this guy's this guy's like, I can't be bothered. Why am I doing all of this? Second year. Both the East and Western happen. Well, it can easily be like, like other people, third party trying to increase like problems. That's why like what? Yeah. Well, you're also falling into the whole like, like rumors and yeah, they just want clicks and people reading them. How old are you? You think all of these are true? Oh my god. How? Wait, this guy. These type of people are the target for these tabloids or social media, like rage baiting. Right. What the hell, man? Crazy. Oh god. Who knows? Yeah. But the 10%? Yeah. Who will take responsibility? Hmm. Right. Oh, she's in disguise. Or maybe this is just a normal dress. You know what? Damn. Lloyd was also like this. Gently? Okay. I doubt that, but. Okay. Hmm. There you go. You little. Yeah, okay, bro. Cultural distance. Yeah, thank you. I wanted him to get hit. Mm. Yeah, they're probably going to do it. Protest. Hmm. Oh. Well, balance. Right. Hmm. Yeah, and he's just standing there. Well, gotta do what you gotta do for peace. Okay. Choco. Oh, right. I was wondering. Right. When she said choco mint kebab, I'm like, what? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well. Oh my God. He's ready with the. Oh damn. Suppressor. Yeah. He looks like someone from Attack on Titan. Good lord. He looks like one of those Titans. Yeah. Look at him. He looks like one of those Titans. Good lord. I. Yeah. He's making a commotion so that he doesn't. Bro has his gun out in the open. What the hell? Oh my god. All right, bro. Whatever. Damn, he was going. He was falling in slow motion. Nice. Obviously, you'll have to do all of this like in secret. Otherwise, there'll be a lot of commotion. So you think it's probably a little bit relieved. Um. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. Damn. You are the one who's okay. Hmm. Yeah. Really? Did you? Hmm. I doubt that. Oh my god, he's gonna start again. Wow. Well, but there might be a few which are actually truth. Yeah. Well, doesn't matter. You know, just do everything to preserve what's. Hmm. Path of an imperial scholar. Oh no, Sanya's. Oh, they're going home. Yeah. He's just sitting down. Hmm. Damn. She has no friends over here. I guess the only person she knows is Becky, and she's gone. Oh, Mr. What was his name? Henderson or something? Yeah. Oh no. Nah, you need to get those Stellas. Come on. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Oh no. You forgot. Bruh. Oh no. Whatever shit. Right. True. Hmm. Yeah, you think she was targeting Anya, like Nah, she understands. Oh God. What? Okay, she actually doesn't get it. Right. Yeah. For world peace. Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah, I also don't remember. She probably did. Oh no. Right. Oh my god. I feel like I've seen that guy before. Okay. Wait. Oh wait, he was an Imperial Skull. Maybe they mentioned this and I forgot. Mhm. Yeah. Oh wow, he looks like someone who would get six tornadoes bolts. Hmm. All right, where's the snacks? Hmm. Oh damn, that's some elegant tea snacks. Oh damn. Hey yo, don't eat it. Ah! She just leaves. Right. Oh god. Well, the bus was late. Well, she ate a lot of. Damn. Wow. Oh damn. Um. Now the question is, will she? Oh no, no. Her face. She's like, bruh, this is what you think of me? Oh no. Okay. Right, and there you go. That was episode number 4. So today we had two things. First and foremost, uh, we had the whole section with Sylvia and this guy coming and making like a performance. There was a lot of rumors, scandals. We also saw how there's like a new guy, not a new guy. He said he has been doing this for like 2 years or something. Still pretty, like he's still someone who's pretty new to this, and how he almost got influenced by these media and tabloids, all these information that was written on them, which kind of made him, you could say, mm, his main goal, which is obviously to make sure that war doesn't happen. It made him like go in one direction, which is something that as a mediator you should never do. You should always be like in the neutral position, where like that kind of thing. That's what Sylvia said. If you saw like in that flashback, she told Lloyd that why is your way of looking at this thing so black and white, like this is not a proper way to do it. It's because you're in a position where you're supposed to be the one who's preventing wars. If you start siding with one group, that defeats the whole damn purpose. So so to be this person in this position, you need to keep an open mind, you need to be ready for anything, and you need to remember what your job is and what you're supposed to do. So then obviously this guy is new, so he's new, he's young, he's impressionable, uh, and like Sylvia tried her best to kind of make him understand that. The whole punchline at the end was basically that he gets influenced at the at the beginning, when he was like, "Oh, this guy's so bad. Like, he's so like he shouldn't have come here." And then when it turns out like apparently a lot of these was fabricated, he's like, "Ah, I knew that was like that guy was like like a good person. Like like yeah, all these journalists and them just doing this like nonsense." And then in the end it gets revealed again that turns out he does have a few things that he have done which is he wasn't supposed to do. And he's like, bruh, like, what? So that's what I'm saying. The punchline was basically that he learned nothing by the end of it. Because, because at the end you saw him like again, he again got influenced by reading the headlines of tabloids. He was like, oh yeah, this guy's pretty damn good. He came here, he's doing this all for free. Like, look at him, what a nice person. But yeah, then in the end, it turns out that he does have a few skeletons in his closet. So obviously, the moral of the whole section at the beginning is do not get influenced by all these rumors and these things, like, and even if you have like some kind of a, I don't know, like obviously you're a human being, you are going to prefer some people more than other people or something. You'll have that kind of thing, but make sure you do not bring that in your job, because your job is literally being the mediator. You shouldn't be like trying to like go in one direction or the other. Like, that's not what you're supposed to do, because that defeats the whole damn purpose. We are trying to stop these people who are going too much in one direction. And as we saw, this one soldier at the end, an ex-soldier, who in the end he decided that, oh, you know what, I'm going to take justice in my hands, I'm going to take law in my hands, and he was doing all of that at the end. Like, that's what happens when you go too damn far in one direction, and then you let that influence your actions. Like, yeah, you can have your own opinion and everything, but don't let that influence your actions. Like this guy, he's gone too far. By the end of it, you saw like that guy went too far, and he was going to try to kill that guy. So yeah, and that's what Sylvia wanted to kind of like kind of teach him or impart like over there. But yeah, but he's new, he's going to learn little by little, um by realizing his own mistakes. He'll learn little by little. And yeah, but either way, um the first section was basically that. um right, we did get a little bit of Sylvia's, not much, but Sylvia like teaching Lloyd how to be a spy, obviously. Like Lloyd was also like this guy, young, impressionable, and just always looking at things in black and white. So, being someone who's supposed to be the mediator, you shouldn't be doing that. And Sylvia was the one who kind of taught him how to properly do it. That part was pretty funny, where the whole, the whole, like this show. One thing always like amuses me so much is the variety and the like the creativity they have for passwords. Like like that whole kebab shop like section was pretty funny. And not only that, other sections as well in other episodes, they have this very creative way of making up passwords, and just, it's just hilarious. Either way, Sylvia took care of that guy at the end, and things are looking good again, for now, obviously. Right, so peace maintained. These things didn't escalate. That was the first part, and the second part was basically Anya just like her bus being late, just sitting there. Then Mr. Henderson comes in and he tries to impart some wisdom to Anya, but Anya just wants tea snacks. But you know what? She did kind of get a little bit influenced, I guess you could say, at the end when she went to that room and there was all these pictures of the Imperial scholars. Okay, here's the thing. I think they probably mentioned it and I just forgot. So, what's his name? Desmond, right? Or was it? I always mix up the name. Desmond or one of this is the last name. What is his last name? I've forgotten. He was one of the Imperial scholars. I think they might have mentioned that at the very beginning of maybe like season one, when they were like introducing the characters or something. I've probably forgotten. So yeah, he was one of the Imperial scholars here. So right. And then obviously we had Mr. Henderson trying to make Anya understand, and he was like, you know what, like you have tornadoes bolts, it's fine, it's like different people are different. Like having tornadoes bolt doesn't mean that, oh, like, oh, you cannot do it. He kind of then showed this one guy who looks like, I don't know, he looks a lot like Frankie. I don't know why. That smile and that glasses. He was like, oh, look at this guy. He had like 6 tornadoes bolts, but he still made it. So him saying that was basically kind of reassuring Anya that, oh yeah, you have tornadoes bolt, don't worry. At the end of the day, if you are able to, prove yourself, and yeah, you'll be able to come here. Right. Either way, now the thing is, Anya's second tornadoes bolt, I don't remember the first tornadoes bolt that she got. Why did she get that? I've forgotten. But at least for the second tornadoes bolt, she was helping Damien. Like, so yeah, it wasn't even her fault. So right. Either way, and not only that, it was that teacher, that freaking lady, who was like just targeting Anya. Like she realized what Anya was doing, and like in the whole section. I think I even mentioned in that episode. I was like, oh, I thought that lady was going to be like, okay, you know what? You are helping your friend. That's a good thing. I'm not going to give you a tornadoes bolt. But no, she doubled down. She was like, you know what? You're going to help your friend. Screw you. See what happens. And made it like a personal grudge. So yeah, that is crazy. I feel like that teacher is going to come back in the future and become more of a problem. But either way. Yeah, and then Anya just goes and eats a bunch of tea snacks and just leaves. Right? She couldn't care less about Henderson's like speech and everything. Not speech. She was listening to his speech, but she couldn't care less about doing her homework or whatever. Or that whole thing when he was like, "Oh, let me teach you how to properly like answer this question," and she's like, "Ah, nah, I need to go. Bye, bye," and she just leaves. Okay, the punchline of the second part was again a very funny punchline, which was basically Lloyd thinking when Anya said like, oh, like teach me this thing, like help me with my homework or something like that. Lloyd was like, wait a minute, what the hell? Why is she asking me to help her study? Did she get another tornadoes bolt or something? And she and Lloyd collapses again. Anya's face looks like, yeah, this is what you think of me? Oh god. But anyways, those were the two sections. Pretty funny. And yeah, it was pretty good. Um, right. Either way, uh, Sylvia's section was obviously you can see how much Sylvia is like. We don't even know how long she has been in this profession. Like she was there from the very beginning. Like Lloyd came. You know what? I don't even know the characters' ages. Like Lloyd, how old is Lloyd? Lloyd seems like he would be probably like maybe like 28, 29, maybe. I don't know. Or maybe he's younger than that. I have no idea. And I'm guessing when he joined, he was maybe like 22 or something, maybe even maybe later. I have no idea. But Lloyd was pretty young when he joined. He has been in this whole thing for quite a while. Sylvia was there from that very beginning, and she's still here. So I'm guessing Sylvia is probably at her mid 30s now, like 35 or something, maybe. I have no idea. These characters, they look the same. Like from the very beginning, they look the same. So I'm assuming Sylvia is like 30, 35 maybe. Not 30. 30 is too young. I feel like I don't know. 35. I would guess. She has been here in this whole thing for quite a while. Um, you know, and I do wonder. Like I'm sure that they'll probably brush, like like show her past in the future episodes as well, because like Sylvia has been one character who we don't really know anything about like that much. All the other characters we do kind of know quite a bit about them by now. We didn't know much about Frankie even a few episodes ago, but now we do know a little bit about Frankie, where he comes from and all that. Lloyd as well, we do know. Like Yor, we kind of vaguely know. We've seen like bits and pieces, but I think like they'll probably go deeper into Yor's backstory in the future. Oh, Anya, yeah, we don't know anything about Anya. Anya's like past, whatever, like like backstory, all those things. No clue. So Anya's pretty much a mystery still. Sylvia's pretty much a mystery still. These two only, I think, are pretty big mystery. Maybe Fiona a little bit. Like we don't know much about Fiona either. Yeah, Fiona. Yeah, these few characters we don't know anything about them, like past. So you know what? Maybe we'll get to know later. Right. Anyways, yeah, but like I said, I really like that whole like the first section was pretty good, because you can see how like the guy was basically like just getting swept up by like tabloids and all that. And uh, and okay, so here's the thing. I was thinking, excuse me, I was thinking like I was like, how can you be so like, I don't know, like impressionable about these things? Because obviously like everyone knows that these tabloids or these media and all that, like social media, be it any other thing, all of these people just care about clicks and the amount of people like that read them. So they have these fancy words that they use and all these rumors that they highlight, just so that like they can make the whole content juicy and people read it. And and not only that, like a lot of, like, I guess you could say, like politics, like propaganda and all that, they also play a lot of role here, where they try to kind of change your like way you look at these things. That's why they use these type of like outlets to like make people think about something and kind of over exaggerate things, mix in lies along with truth, to just make people more impressionable for a certain agenda. So I'm like, bro, what the, why are you getting heated up by like this thing? Like, and I don't know, it was pretty amusing, because he genuinely didn't realize, like, at the end you can kind of understand that he is just so like clueless about these things. He was reading those like the articles, and he was like, oh yeah, like this guy's bad, this guy's so bad. I'm like, bro, chill. Like you don't know the other part of the story, and you shouldn't assume it like that just because some article you read has written stuff like this, you know like. So that's the thing. And then I realized, like, this is the thing. I feel like this is happening quite a while ago, right? This is like in the 90s or something. I'm not sure exactly when this is happening, this whole thing. But it's like, it's not modern times. It's happening like a little bit earlier, like a few years, like, ago, like maybe a few decades ago. This is when this is going on. At that time, I feel like, since social media wasn't really a thing, I feel like a lot of people were a lot more vulnerable about like false information like this, because they had no clue, and they just thought that, oh yeah, you know what, like whatever's written here in these like things, articles and stuff, they must all be true, you know. And like, which makes sense, because nowadays, since social media is so prevalent, like, you are exposed to so much crap on the social media that you realize yourself that half of this are like false. Like, you, from the very beginning, since you're thrown into this whole, like this internet, this whole social media, where like loads of people are just, like trolling, rage baiting, like doing unnecessary stuff, like spreading false information, you learn automatically that, yeah, you shouldn't trust these things. like like most people now, I feel like, especially this generation or the previous generation, a few generations, we know that we shouldn't trust social media or anything like this, unless and until it's proven completely. You shouldn't just read like a random article and be like, oh yeah, this is what's happening. Always be skeptical about information that is fed to you. So we know that, and we learned that because that's literally what the world is now. Bunch of false information, just rotating around every, like every single thing. And that is why I feel like a lot of people who, old people, like, the older generations, who never had social media and everything, that's why they're so much vulnerable to these false information. Like your, like your grandfather or someone, like they see some kind of an article and they're like, oh my god, look at this, what this is happening, and you're like, bruh, nah man, that's just false information. Like, that's what it is. So it kind of makes sense, I guess, because, this is back in those days where, you know you have no clue that so many things could be just lies. But anyways, like Sylvia and the other people here, they have learned, because they know, like they have learned while in being in the profession. They know you shouldn't trust anything like blindly like that. Always keep an impartial mind, and do not let your preferences, or your whatever, uh, seep into your work and affect what you are doing, because you're supposed to be a neutral entity. you know you shouldn't just go around siding with one group. That defeats the whole damn purpose of, have being an organization which is trying to prevent wars. It defeats the whole damn purpose of it. you know so yeah, so that's why you can see like Sylvan, this guy as well. I don't know his name. This old guy. We've seen this guy quite a bit, few times. This guy. Those two were like pretty chill about everything, and this guy was, and the young guy was like, oh, like he was getting like pretty pressed up about what was happening. Right. Either way, it worked out pretty well by the end of it, and I think he learned a lesson by the end of it, because he realized that you shouldn't trust these things, because even at the end, where there were like articles refuting and rebutting the whole like lies that the other articles have spread, he believed that as well. And then in the end he realizes that, oh no, he's like, obviously he's not a bad person like that, neither is he a saint. In the end he realizes that. So, that's what it is. And that's why Sylvia says at the end, where's that part, that here we go. Okay, so he was like, wait, exactly what was true and what wasn't? What's going on? Sylvia says, like, don't try to find the answers the easy way, newbie. You need to actually keep using that brain of yours. Exactly. Just don't read articles and be like, oh yeah, this is true. Even though you have no idea like what's going on. Oh my god. Right. And yeah, that was that. I forgot to talk about that whole section where that part was pretty cool, where Sylvia just whips out her belt and starts just disarms the guy in a swift manner, and they just completely just take him and just like pushes him into a bush so that nobody gets rattled or anything, like no commotion happens. That kebab part caught me pretty off guard because I I don't know, I wasn't expecting that guy to be a spy. you know it's some I was confused. I was like, what the hell, choco mint kebab? Wait, is this a thing? Okay, I need to check. Choco mint kebab. Okay, yeah, I don't think this is a thing. Thank God. Choco mint kebab. What? All right, nah, man, that is ridiculous. And like I said, the pastas always crack me up. Delivery, delivery. I need three hot kebabs and two mint chocolate kebabs. And he's like, oh, okay, this is a like a secret like thing. He's nearby the mail guard from P company. Approximately, yeah. Right, and there you go. And then that part, he takes action immediately, and yeah. And then we had this freaking Titan-looking guy just standing there with a gun and a suppressor. Yeah, there you go. Alright, so yeah, and then like the last part, I already talked about this, the whole Henderson section. Uh, it's pretty funny. Henderson is like trying to help Anya out, but he's always just so baffled by what Anya's saying and what she's doing. And Anya's just chill. Like she completely forgot that she got a Tornadoes bowl, and Henderson's like, "Damn, is this how chill you should be? If when you got a Tornadoes bowl?" Oh boy. Right, and then Anya just goes and starts just grasping the tea snacks and just like stuffing her mouth with it, and then just leaves. Right. Yeah. And there you go. That was it. You know what? I'm wondering. I don't know which direction this is going to go, but I do wonder if we'll get like a time skip in this show or manga. I don't know where the manga is or what's happening, because I don't know. I just get the feeling that there's a high possibility that a time will come in the manga when they'll after that they'll give like a 5 year, like a 6 year time skip, and like Anya will actually be like a, I don't know, like a high schooler or something, and like something like that. There's a possibility of that, because that is what, like, I don't know, because I feel like that is probably the direction that this might go, because she wants to become an imperial scholar, and it's going to take time for that. And maybe not high schooler. I don't know how old is Anya, 5 or something, I think. Maybe not high schooler, like maybe at least like an elementary schooler or something, like elementary schooler. No. uh, Primary school, I have no idea, but like maybe like a little bit, like she's going to, like, like she's going to just, there'll be like a 5 or 6 year time skip gap or something like that. Who knows? There's a possibility that might happen, because I feel like this is one show that can do that. Because you have like someone who's very young, and this is like the story. Obviously this is like a spy, like assassin, like esper, like these type of a story, like a story about, like, like a but at the same time it is also a story about Anya, and how she, little by little, how she kind of learns new things. And like a slice, it has a slice of life part to it as well. So that's why I'm thinking that, like maybe, like, for more character development and stuff, they might like introduce a time skip where Anya, like, like grows older, and we get like something different, or I don't know, like, who knows. But if a manga can do that, I think like Spy Family can do that. Spy Family is that one manga that can do that. It has a lot of potential for a time skip in the future. Either way, but that'll depend. I guess that'll depend on what the author's like what the author wants. Does he want to continue this for a while, or does he want to just like end this while it's like like not extend it that much and end this quickly. If that's the case, then there'll probably be no time skip or anything like that. If they want to extend this, yeah, possibility. Who knows? Or they might conclude Spy Family and maybe like bring like a sequel to Spy Family where it's just like Anya in her high school or something. There's a possibility of that as well, because I do know the author. I think the author had a character. What was the name of that character? Who's like an adult version of Anya in one of the one shots. Like the author has a one shot where there's a character who looks exactly like Anya, and she's like, I don't know. I forgot the name of that character. What was her name? I've read that one shot. It's pretty funny. It's pretty good. Or was it a one shot? I don't remember. Either way, I do know that. You know what? Let me just check. Spy Family. So, there's a possibility that something like that might happen. Okay, the Endo Tatsuya, yeah, author. Okay, manga. Here we go. Here we go. Rengoku no Ashe. Yep, there you go. That's the one. Yeah, it's a one shot. Ashe or Ash or however you pronounce it. Rengoku no Ashe. So yeah, that's why I'm saying there's a possibility that maybe if they end Spy Family, there's a possibility they might make like a sequel where Anya's like a high schooler or maybe like an adult or something. Who knows? Either way, but I'm looking too much into the future. Let's keep watching. So yeah, there you go. That was it. That was my reaction to episode number 4 of Spy Family season 3. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. And that is it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week with another episode. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.